Hi, welcome to another edition of Game School. So the last episode I ended up talking a little bit about the PSVR and why I'm so hooked on it and love it. Like I said, it really does put you into into a different place like nothing else that has come before it, and that's why I'm so hooked on VR. So I brushed on a few games that I've been playing, but what I want to do is try and sort of go into a game in a little bit more detail. But the game that I'm going to sort of talk about, and I might just do it chronologically in terms of games that I'd started with the VR, or the games that I bought. So the first game that I actually got with the PSVR, PlayStation Worlds, which was 5 sort of mini game stroke experiences. Now, this is the first game this is not including the demo disc as well, which had several games on it. But the first actual disc game, full-blooded game that I got was PlayStation Worlds, and that was 5 mini games, like I said, stroke experiences. So you had Ocean's Descent, which was like a sort of an experience where you sit in an underwater cage and get lowered down. There's a sort of subplot to it, all the way through, but you don't really do anything in it except or stand or sit in this cage and get lowered down, uncover a nuclear sort of half-broken nuclear submarine, and then get basically scared the shit out of with a huge shark, and I mean huge shark, trying to eat you alive, and then you get pulled up, back up. So the whole thing lasts 15-20 minutes, that type of thing, and it really is just an experience. And you can do this in different modes, so you can have it as just viewing the fish, the sort of general fish and sort of life of the ocean, or you can have it as a shark encounter. Now, most people that come around my house, this is probably one that I view. I let them view what the PlayStation VR can do, because it is quite mild. It's a nice introduction into it. It's scary as hell, though, to be fair, for most people, having this shark trying to eat you out of a cage. But it is VR, so it's not real. You're okay. But the reactions are brilliant, and I think, with the things that you can see being fairly close, in proximity to what you would sort of normally see, the graphics are pretty good. And it's done by London Games, which they've obviously put a huge amount of effort into a launch title with the PSVR, and it's worked really, really well, I think. Like I say, it's a great experience. It's probably one that I do go back to every now and then, but that's just the geek in me, just because I really enjoy going down in a shark tank, to be honest. So yeah, that's that one, which I think is a really, really good starter for people. If people have not tried it before, it's unlikely they're going to get motion sickness in that particular one, because they are going fairly slow, in the descent, and even in when you come back up, it's not a huge sort of speed or anything like that, and it is done very, very well. I mean, you can see the gills on the shark sort of moving, and the sound is amazing, but it is directional. So if something's in front of you, it sounds like it's coming from in front of you, and vice versa if it's from behind you, or to the left or the right or wherever. So it's very much directional, so that adds quite a bit to the immersiveness of the whole sort of experience, which I think is really, really good. These types of games, I would say, are probably best done standing up, but with people around you to sort of catch you or sort of guide you. If you haven't got anyone around you, just sit down in a chair, just get a chair and sit down. It's nice and safe and easy in that way. So that's the first one of the games, or the next one, which I'm going to talk about, which is the London Heist. They've actually brought out a full-fledged game, or they're looking at bringing a full-fledged sort of gangster style Grand Theft Auto type of thing out, which I think is pretty good, because we'll talk a little bit about that. I've already spoke slightly about the London Heist, and I think it's probably the best experience on the on the VR worlds. You literally do just start, almost like you're tied up, or not tied up, but you're being sort of quizzed by a gangster. He's definitely very much in your face, giving you a hard time about something that you don't really know anything about just yet, and the plot unravels, but it unravels in a, let's go look back and see what's happened, and forward to now, let's go back and see something else that's happened, and then forward to now. So it's like that type of split scene plot reveal. Really, really good, really, really well done. It is still sort of quite animated-y, cartoony, but when you've got, this huge muscle-bound thug in your face, giving you a bit of a hard time about something, it is quite intimidating. So that's pretty cool. So you start off like that, and then it cuts to a scene where you're literally in a pub, speaking to a gangster boss about getting this diamond. And the really cool thing about this is that there's a lot of things that are interactable. There's a lot of things that aren't, but I think they've really gone to show what the PlayStation is capable of. So you use the Move controllers, so that gives you both of your hands, and sort of things on the table in front of you become sort of that you can pick up and play, and it isn't just the only place that you can do that. So this particular one, you've got a cigar, you've got some money, you've got an ID badge, you've got a phone, you've got a lighter, you've got an earpiece on a table that gets handed to you over the unravelling of the storyline, and you can sort of interact with all these things. And it is just a bit of fun, to be perfectly honest with you. I end up just trying to see how far I can throw these things, dropping them, see if I can juggle them, all of these sorts of things. It's just a little bit of a laugh. It is great fun, but it does just go to show the immersiveness of the VR, and also what it's capable of doing. At one point, you actually even give the boss, you actually light his own, his cigar for him, which is pretty cool. Or he asks you if you manage to get that. So that's a pretty cool game as well. And the plot unravels to a final sort of, and I think there's 3 different endings to this particular one, depending on how you react in the ending. So one of them, you actually get a gun right at the very end, in the midst of a fight between your 2 sort of gangster foes, and a gun sort of, it comes your way, and then you've got 3 options: one to shoot them, or one of them, and which one you shoot depends on how it ends, or to shoot none of them. Again, that would end the scene in a slightly different way. So I quite like that take on it as well. There's a really, really cool part where you're actually driving in a van with your buddy. You've just done the heist to sort of steal a diamond, and you're getting pursued down, some motorway, the M25 or something, by a bunch of Russian gangsters on bikes and vans, and you get the opportunity to absolutely destroy them with an Uzi and loads of ammo, to a point where you can even open the side door that of the van that you're in, and you can look around the corner and shoot guys coming up. It is quite intense, and lasts for ages as well. And there's an ending scene which ends almost in a slow motion style, where you blow up the boss van type of thing. So it's really, really cool, really, really good game, and very, very well done. And then you've got 3 others. You've got one called Scavengers Discovery. Odyssey Scavenger Discovery. Gosh, I'll get it right in a second. Which is, you're an alien in an alien world, sort of, you know, basically scavenging for parts and things like this in a almost like a creature sort of vessel, you know, with legs like a crab type of thing, where so you can actually control this thing. Again, in VR it's brilliant because it's just a cockpit sort of mode, and you can jump from in space, actually jump from sort of, you know, section to section, just trying to find these things. It's a very, very good game, but it did give me a little bit of motion sickness, and this is one I've tried a few times and actually have had a slight bit of motion sickness or VR sickness with this particular one. That said, really, really good game. Really, really enjoyed it. I'm not going to go too heavily into it. You've also got one called VR Luge, which is so much fun, and it is literally, you're in a luge, you know, it's like a street luge, and you're just going down this luge run, trying to beat the best time. And the way you do that is by having a faultless run, and this is absolutely brilliant. So you literally are lying down, not physically, you can stand up, because your head is just where the head of the person on the luge, so it works really well in that sense. But the speed that you're going down is very, very good, and you just literally control the board with the movement of your head, you know, left or right, slightly forward for faster, and back for slight braking. So it is pretty good. It's pretty good. It's quite good. But this particular one, I would say the graphics, they are a bit sort of pixely. They are a bit sort of out of focus. Not the 100%, but you know, people that play it love it. I mean, I love it as well. So that's not a bad game as well. And then you've got one called Danger Ball. Now, Danger Ball is pretty good. Danger Ball is just really, you know, like head tennis type of thing, where you're playing different opponents. Different opponents have got different sort of abilities. So some of them that can split into two, some of them are bigger, some of them have got like a, you know, like a spiral sort of return to you. There's lots of different sort of variations on the gameplay itself, and again, it is very, very good. It's actually very, very addictive, but it's quite easy to complete, I should say. And that's pretty much it really in those in VR worlds. I think it's a great game. I think the experiences and the games are a lot of fun. And I definitely recommend it. Just go and play it. So you've got London Heist, you've got Ocean's Descent, you've got Scavenger's Odyssey, you've got Luge, VR Luge, and you've got Danger Ball. Those are the 5 games that are in there. It's definitely well worth a go, just to have in your collection. Anyway, so I'm going to leave it at that, but tune in next time for another sort of review on PlayStation VR. And anyway, so there's no school like the old school, and I'm the headmaster. Thanks.